do, do, do. Not wearing my hat either. I'm really messing up on this Sunday. So, just going live. I'm going to play a couple of games, had a little time, just show a bit of my Star Wars Yoke 2. But that's not what I'm going to start off with. Let me go over here. And I'm going to play some games. I got some Star Wars games. I got some Tron games I'm going to play. And I'm going to try using my Star Wars Yoke. I'm not very big on Star Wars Squadrons because I'm not good at those flight sim games. So I don't know how well I'm going to do. But I'm going to try it out. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to turn on my HDMI screen over here. You guys can kind of see that. And, well, do a little gameplay, I guess. See if I get over here. Not sure what we're going to see or how I'm going to see it. But that's just a gameplay. Let's go over here. Over here. Customize down. All right. Let's see. And let's go over here. Like so. And I'm going to start off with it's a game called GLtron, which is kind of like Light Cycles. And we'll go over here. And you can download it. It's called GLtron. And I'm not sure if the sound's coming through because why not? Why does anything work today? I never have sound working. It might be, but let me see. HDMI sound. I don't see any sound coming through. Why not? And it just disappeared. Of course. Why would my stuff continue to work? See if we can restart this thing. Working, and then it just doesn't work. Try resetting this thing. Still don't see my screen coming up, which was working fine the entire testing time. And then I go to try it out, and it's not broadcasting over. Why not? I mean, it was running for like an hour and a half. And now I got nothing showing up on this thing over here. Why not? It looks like it is. It acts like it is, but I have no screen. I'm not sure why. Thinks there's a signal coming through. It's always something, I tell you. Why do I have no signal? Try and come back again. Spend like an hour setting up beforehand. And now I have nothing, but it was working before. That is weird. Maybe I've got a problem with that particular game. I don't know. Escape out of it. Do I have a picture? That's weird. That is weird. Maybe it had a problem with that particular game. I guess I'm not playing GLtron. And the screen went away again. Of course it did. Well, let me try rebooting the computer. Sometimes that helps. Got no signal right now. All right. Do I have a picture yet? I got a picture of Windows, but I still have no picture on the machine. Why not? Trying to get a picture. Okay, I have a picture. Try this again. I'm going to try this again. Put this down over here. Maybe I'll try using the Space Paranoids game. There we go. See if this works. I don't know if I have sound. I do have sound. Okay, so we're good. Try and get a shot off here. Now, when you do that, you got to refuel yourself on one of these power pads. There's one right there. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hurry up. Okay, completed a level at least there. Hey, Ted. Yeah, it's like, you know, I set everything up like an hour beforehand. Everything's working perfectly, and then I go live, and then it doesn't. Okay, I'm pressing fire. Wow, what is it with technical problems today? Okay. Oh, man, what is going on today? Exit, try and go back in again. I run the web here. Try this. I'm going to go back to my full screen. Open up Space Paranoids. It's a Space Paranoids. This actually was released, I think, by Disney. It's under the Unity player. And if it works, again, everything was working perfectly fine for like days. Now it's like, go live and nothing's working. So the object here is to destroy as many of the paranoid ships and other enemy tanks and turrets as you can without dying. You have, I think, 6 shots, and then after that, you have to go to a pad to refuel yourself. So use your mouse to move your turret around, then the arrow keys on your keyboard to move your tank. And there are these recharge pads over here. After you use your 5 shots, and it takes 3 shots to shoot a paranoid, 2 shots to shoot a tank, and 1 shot to shoot a turret. Oh, and there's one right now. So now that I've done that, I got to go to a pad and recharge myself, because I'm not going to have enough to defend myself against another ship attack. I'm recharging. I'm recharged. And there's one more paranoid around here somewhere. You can see it works independently. I can turn my turret all the way around. Oh, there you are, sucker. And now we go to the next level if the fire button works. So it tells you your score, how many shots were fired, and my hit and miss was 100%. So I'm pressing my fire button, but it's not letting me go to the next level. What is going on with this machine today? I don't understand what is going on. Maybe if I go full screen completely. My computer's acting really weird today. I don't know what is going on with it. That fixes it? No, and I lost the mouse. Maybe it's my... Let's try this here. Something screwy. Let's try that. I'm going to go out one more time and see if we come back in one more time. This is really weird, and it gets frustrating when you try to show something off and things don't work. I'll go out again. Try one more time. I'm going to the web player, which is something that adds some parts to your browser to work offline. Run the Unity player. And I'll file, open. We're going to browse. Open this up. And let's see if it works this time. Try and go full screen. So we'll try this again. Player 1. This thing's really screwing up. What is going on? Okay, well, my tank is here. So that's good. All right, let's see if we can do it this time. Oh, there's a paranoid right there. Can I get him from here? I did, but I gotta... Uh-oh, there's one there. I gotta find a pad and recharge myself. Because 2 shots are not gonna be enough to destroy a ship. And I can hear them. There's a pad. Oh, there's 2. Oh, they're right there. Charge. He's coming. Come on. Oh, I have 3 again. I gotta go to another pad and recharge here. There's still one more paranoid ship, but I've only got 1 shot. It's a fun game, and if you like the movie Tron, you know, this is basically how the opening of the 1982 film started up with Clue. And of course, he was playing it in Flynn's arcade. My computer's actually still weird. Like my controls are like really sluggish. I'm not sure what's going on. It's an i7. I'm not sure why it's acting so weird today. Tron it is, my friend. Ted, Tron it is. There's a paranoid. Looks like it should be coming to site areas. Let's see if my fire works. It's not. I don't know what the heck's going on here. I can only play like 1 level, and then my fire button just stops working. I'm going to try... Oh, I don't know what's going on. This is so weird. This may turn out just to be a talk episode, because I can't get this machine to work. If I shut down the player again, I can't even get past like 1 stage. Maybe because Steam's open? I'll close that. And that task. And this task, and try it 1 more time. Nothing like having constant issues, of course. Everything's a problem today. It's not Sunday fun day, it's Sunday frustrating day. Okay, we do that first. And we do that. And it's so embarrassing. I mean, I've been testing this for like a week, and everything's working perfectly fine. And then I go to do it, and it doesn't work. Let's try it again. Okay, here we go yet again. I still think it's not working right. My controls just feel too weird. They're like mushy. And they shouldn't be. It should be very crisp. Oh! Now I gotta find a pad. Hey Gerard, how you doing, buddy? It's not a game. It's been a frustrating day. My computer is really acting weird. I like to get past more than one stage in this game. All right, there we go. Ah, totally missed. And it'd be nice if you could hold down the button and shoot more than once. Oh, now the fire button. No, fire button is not working. I can't get past one level. One last thing I'm gonna try doing is one more time resetting the machine. I don't know what else to do. So we could talk for, I guess, a minute. Let me out of here. Keyboard's not working. Like nothing's working right. Let's try a restart. See if that does anything. So if you guys have any questions while this is rebooting again for the umpteenth time, I can say that we're doing our Black Friday sale a little bit early. Basically, the only thing that changed is you can get the Ikari Warriors Super Joystick now 30% off, which is something we couldn't do before. So basically, the Builder Kit is 50% off with the code TMG50, and everything else on the site on tsticks.com is 30% off, including the Ikari Warriors Super Joystick. Let's see if this works. Yeah, I got Gerard, I got to get my Saturn going too. I haven't used it in a while. I'm going to pull that thing out of mothballs and see how it's been playing. So I got to do something on that. But this is like a brand new computer too that I'm trying right now. It's an i7, and it's just doesn't feel like it's working right. I'm not quite sure what is going on with it. Let's go back, try this again. Space Paranoids. We got to launch the Unity player here. Then we'll run this here, and let's see if we can get it to go past one level. I'm really not sure what this thing is doing, but it's acting funky. Space Paranoids once again. I don't think it's not working. This looks really weird. I'm gonna try to continue this time. Go back. Oh, there's one right there. I'm already in trouble. I got to get an energy bar. I can hear one right around the corner. Oh, it's two of them. Oh, shit! Oh, I'm out. Oh, it's a tank now! I'm in trouble. I have no more shots. Oh! I'm gonna make a run for it. Gotta make a run for it! Oh, I'm dead. Okay, well, that wasn't good. The tank can go forward, you can go backward. You got to turn left and right. You also have complete control of your turret as well. Oh. Okay, here's the end of the level. Will it let me continue? And it doesn't. I don't know what the heck's going on with this computer. Maybe if I try swapping the ports, I don't know. No, again, the mouse just dies. I can't do anything. All right. All right. So much for showing this game off. I really don't know why it's not working. It was working fine before. It's a Unity game. I don't know if Steam is messing it up. Well, I guess what I could do this. Let me see if I can actually get. I can show you this game, Battle of the Atom. This is an old game too. Maybe this will work. It just uses a mouse, but it's an old Star Wars game using vector graphics. Yeah, PC's not playing games at all. Again, it was working fine. I tested it and tested it and tested it. It was fine. Probably Windows 11. That's going to be my guess. Camera shy, it could be. So this game, God, this has got to be like 10, 12 years old, this particular game. Hey, JLS, Calvin, Wheezy34, Artro, and J-Rod. I want to say hi to you all guys first. Sorry about that. It's been, again, a typical stream of mine where like nothing works right. But hopefully this will. Basically, it's, like I said, it's the Battle of Yavin. You use a mouse to control your X-Wing. And I've never made it to the Death Star trench in this game. I've made it to the Death Star, but I never made it to the trench. All right, should get control any second. The one thing I am going to do is just make sure my controls are set because they're a little too sensitive. Oh, they're good. Good, good, good. Sensitivity's all the way down. Escape out of here. Resume the game. And here we go. You can't fire very fast. And you can't collide. You gotta be careful. You can definitely smack into these things. Oh. Okay, I get lost very easy. Probably like the old. Oh, there we go. Come on, I gotta find someone to shoot at. Oh. Gotta go here, maybe. They're hitting me well enough. Whole lot of nothing. Oh, got him! Got him! Got him! Got him! Got him! Finally. Even the sensitivity all the way down, it still feels like it's too sensitive for me. Maybe that's the problem. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Probably making you guys nauseous. Try going back to the fight. There's a Death Star. You can attack the Star Destroyers here on these yellow dots. Of course, they're going to shoot back. And I apologize, this computer, there's something wrong with the USB ports maybe. This is a brand new machine. My controllers feel so sluggish. It's like something not right. Even for me, this is bad. I can't even, there's like a delay. Come on. This is horrible. I can't even play this. Okay, we're gonna change up today's episode to be a talking episode. Because there's something wrong with this computer and it's really frustrating me to the point where I don't even want to play the game. So you get these things off of here and do that. Do that. So make me say, if you guys have any questions, I'm going to talk to you guys. That machine is really annoying me. It's a brand new i7 9th gen, I think. And it's an HP. And the controls are completely sluggish. The games are not working right. I'm not sure what's going on. It was tested and tested and tested, and now it's not working. So much for Sunday Fun Day. It's Sunday Frustration Day. But if you guys have any questions, be happy to answer them. Dun, dun, dun. Where's my Twitch here? It kind of sucks. I was kind of dying to play the Space Paranoid game. I enjoyed that one. Come on. Nothing working today. Is this like Sunday screw up day? Nothing's working. Why? This working at least. Let's see if one thing, Brad. I see a message here. Give me 1 second here. And like, nothing's working today. Maybe I have computer cooties today. There we go. Will the Bobby View build be available for people with the Viper? Yes. So I think Bobby has it on his Discord. If you go to his Discord, I think he's posting it. 1.5 terabytes. For me, in my testing, the only thing I noticed was some of the artwork still isn't coming up right. But the games themselves seem to be okay. In fact, you can use the ROMs without using his theme. If you want to use his theme, if you want to just use like the regular arcade theme. And just so you guys know, Arcade are working on making it so regular themes can be added easily to the Viper. Right now, it's kind of done in a very background way, which Bobby's the only guy who took that one on. But that's something they're working on to fix. Trump Squid, what's this right here? Then can we order now the new board for the Tron spinner? It should be coming up soon. Right now, we've just been preparing for the Black Friday sale. Again, not much has changed on it other than the Ikari Warriors Super Joystick is now 30% off with the code. But we're just waiting for the PCBs to come from our manufacturer. So it won't be much longer. But honestly, it'll probably be sometime in December before they are actually available for the ordering. But they really does make a difference. So especially in games like Arkanoid, I always felt that you shouldn't have to go like 2 spins. It should just be one hand back and forth. And it fixes all that. So if you felt the sensitivity was off, you definitely could fine tune it a lot better now. The Viper, like I said, the Viper's original purpose was for what's on this screen over here, the Build-A-Cade. That was originally what it was for. But the GPU is quite capable in there. N64 plays really well on it, which even I was a little surprised because N64 is not the easiest. Dreamcast plays on it well. Sonomi plays on it well. PlayStation 1, and of course all the older systems. Other than, I don't think PSP will play on it. PlayStation will play on it, obviously. But the Viper Venom, which would be in the Buildicade FU edition, full-size unit, that'll have the 3588, and that will have a lot more horsepower for more harder games. Hey, Adam, how you doing? And we right now, the prototype unit is right now, as I speak, being constructed. So I was hoping to have it in my hand for the end of this month, but I'll probably have it in December. But we made some additional changes because as you start building it, you notice certain things that maybe are not as strong as you want it to be, or robust. So we want to make sure things, when you get it, are going to last. So not only the framing, but also things like we're doing, which is going to be the power rotating monitor. We want to make sure that the the motor mechanism and the servos and everything that controls that rotation are going to last. But if something does happen years down the road, it's something that'll be easy to replace it and get access to. So we're trying to make sure that not only is it going to last long, but if something should happen to it, able to very easily get to it to the back of the machine and replace that part. The big thing we really changed between the Buildicade 1/6 scale and the FU edition is the control panels are swappable, even in the 1/6 scale Buildicade. But there's a lot you have to do. You have to disassemble it partially. This one is just going to be pull up, pull out, take out the USB cable, and drop it back in, and that's it. So controls on there and changing out, swap out those control panels will be really, really easy. Well, that will be one of the things. So like the Buildicade, as you can see on the screen right now over there, is that some of them do look like Nintendo-style cabs and some don't. There will be a way to convert the Buildicade standard look to look like the Nintendo cabinets. And again, this could be a lot heavier though. So it's going to be real wood. So pretty much, I think when people convert it to one style cab or another, you're probably going to leave it that way for the look, just because it's going to be too hard taking off the that additional part for that. We see the Rexers here, and Rexer, I was supposed to be doing gameplay. I was supposed to be doing some gameplays, a bunch of games, but my machine, my game machine, which I've been testing for about a week for this episode, I've been testing like every night for a week. Everything was working fine. I was going to do some Star Wars games with my flight yoke right there, some Tron games, and now the machine is like being an ass. It's not working at all. I think it's Windows 11, so I'm going to take 11 off of that thing, and I'm going to put Windows 10 on it, and probably be fine. But it's really annoying, even for me, because I know none of my shows ever go really well. I always have some kind of problem. But that one was fine, and then it just decided today not to work fine, so that's annoying. That's one of the big things. So the big thing about the FU may stay. I don't know. Buildicade FU full size unit. Maybe I'm going to keep that. I don't know. We still haven't really finalized on the name, but I definitely wanted all the things I wanted in a multicade, especially that screen rotation. I know there are ways you can people pull the screens out, turn it, and you put it back in. But I want it to be kind of seamless. I'm envisioning when you go play Pac-Man, you pick Pac-Man, my gate restrictors go to 4-way, and the screen goes from horizontal to vertical, all on its own. Now, of course, you can still press a button and go to 8-way. You can still press a button and put the screen the other way, and then do those things. But I want it to be, you don't have to think about those things. It could just do it. But I'll always give you the option to still do things manually, because maybe you want to have artwork on the side of the Pac-Man, so you want to keep it that way. So, what's this over here? I got to read all these things over here. Things. So, but I do want to keep that price down. I'm still shooting. I'm still serious doing the 19-inch BOE screen, stereo speakers, real coin door, real wood, full-size unit, storage area for your controllers, the Viper Venom RK3588, power strips in there, the control deck, which is going to have 2 joysticks with my gate restrictors, one in each, volcano buttons, trackball, 2 spinners, doing all that, light up marquee, all that for under $1,000. I'm trying to go as much under $1,000 as I can go, without compromising any of the quality in there. And of course, the replaceable decks will offer the Star Wars deck, We'll offer a Tron deck. We'll offer a 3-inch trackball deck and some other things. So Sin and Target Pro deck, all these different things. They can just pop in and go. That's what I'm going for. And again, it's something that I want. Like I want to try and get some of my house back. I definitely have too many machines here now. See if I could get this thing going over here. Let me see if I could zoom out a little bit on this one. So, I have the 2 iArcades. Do I need both of them? Probably not. I'm contemplating getting rid of one of them and keeping one. Now, the Dragon's Lair one I have right there is the very first one. It's serial number 1. So that one I'm probably not going to get rid of. But that means I would be getting rid of my original one with the Team Mystery Encoder board, and I like that. I like that board in there. However, the gold unit, when I switch back and forth between the Viper, has proper HDMI, and the screen stays the same. Where on the Legacy, it doesn't. So the Legacy could be on the chopping block. I need room. And then I have the Legends Ultimate right here, which again I like that, and it's got my my Joe Sabo made it with my logo on there. But I have too much stuff. I'm trying to get some of my house back. So if I get my own FU edition, maybe that's the only one I really ultimately need. And I have my Zaxxon right here. I've had that for a long, long time. I'm contemplating getting rid of that. I have the Tron Arcade 1-Up. The only reason I like it, it's the best machine they made. I've been keeping it mostly because they stole my design, and it's just, if anything ever came of that, I needed that kind of like proof. But I still may get rid of that. And of course, I have the Star Wars unit with my hats on it, taking up space. And I have this Pro Play, which is only a few left in the world, maybe like under a dozen of these NES Pro Play home arcade units. And I may get rid of that. I just don't have the space anymore. I want to focus on my product line, like my Build-A-Cades, the full-size Build-A-Cade, my Sit and Target Pros, my controllers, and kind of get my house back. I still haven't done a video. I have a bedroom that has got tons of consoles and handheld consoles in there. And then I have another bedroom that I was going to have at the time, right, making room for someone to potentially use. That fell through, so I have a completely empty bedroom. Put a bed back in there. But I guess the point I'm trying to get is, when you don't have like a wife or someone to say you got too much, sometimes you have too much, and I think I do at this point now with the 2 iArcades. I love the machines, but do I need 2? They're pretty much identical other than look. I don't. My phone, I got to turn this volume down here. So it's come to the point where even like I've seen like the Atari VCS, it's like $99 for everything. Like it comes with 2 controllers. I'd like to get it, but I have real Ataris. Do I need to have more in the house? And that's what it's come down to. I think at some point, all collectors or anyone in this thing, you get to a point where maybe you have too much. I don't get a chance to enjoy it because I can't even get to half my stuff. And in my one room, I have so many consoles and collectibles in there. I can't even move in the room, let alone get to anything. So I did a thing just the other day, posted my Sega Saturn. I got that out. I'm like, play that a little bit. But it's gotten to the point where my house is just not big enough to have all this stuff here. And as much as I love this stuff, my son really doesn't. So it's not like I would even, like I always dreamed about giving it to him. I would love my father had this stuff and giving it down to me. But he doesn't care about it. He cares about like Fortnite and Minecraft, but the rest of my stuff's just going to get thrown out, I think, when I die. So it's a hard decision. I mean, I've been wrestling with my one bedroom that I was clearing out for someone. It was very difficult to do, but I did it. I sold my arcade 1-Ups, and I got the room cleaned out, and then it wasn't fast enough. So I don't know. Go back to the questions. I've rambled down long enough with that. And that's my problem. That's exactly my problem. Do I just rent a storage area instead? Do I do that? I sold off like 21 arcade 1-Ups, but I think even now it's hard to sell them. Like no one really wants them really anymore. But I still have a couple, as you see, left. And I agree with you. You regret it. But on the other side of the coin, if I was to drop dead tomorrow, like I know my son would not know what to do with it. He just throw it out. And that's not good either. I don't want this stuff to end up in a landfill. That I wouldn't want either. And it saddens me a little bit because I was kind of hoping he would enjoy it like I would. He just doesn't. And there's nothing wrong with that. He's not me. I think a lot of times, fathers always want their sons or daughters to kind of follow in some of the footsteps or enjoy some of their hobbies. And sometimes they just don't. So I want to make sure, from my standpoint, that I don't lose focus on what I want to do with the remaining years of my life, which is to make great gaming products for you guys to enjoy your stuff. But I can't hoard and keep holding on to stuff that I don't use. I just don't have a house big enough for it anymore. Even I realize that there's so much stuff I don't have room to have family over, per se, or something along those lines. And it's funny because when my wife had passed away, like, I wouldn't buy anything. It was like years and years I wouldn't buy anything. And I was over at my friend Mary Parker's house. She used to have us over all the time, which was very nice of her. We used to go for barbecues and stuff like that. And one day at one of the barbecues, I bought something on eBay, and that kind of opened up the dam. And I started buying all this stuff. I said, I'm gonna have one of the biggest collections out there. And I do have a very big gaming collection, but people still have bigger ones than I do, for sure. I was always more about the hardware aspect of it, like the consoles and a couple cartridges, or CDs. But I didn't need to own every single game. For me, I was always fine with the multi-cart, along those things. I like the controllers. I want those type of things. Having a controller and the original hardware. But it comes to the point where I don't enjoy it as much as I used to, just because I don't have time for it anymore. And I can't even share my collection. Like, behind me, you see some of my Build-A-Cades, but I would love to show off my whole collection. I'd like people to see my collection. I have no way to do that. I don't have a space big enough unless I took like a whole floor of the main floor of my house and done that, like in my dining room. That's when you start saying to yourself, I don't have a house big enough. My basement, maybe I could have done that, but the flood ruined that. It destroyed everything down here, and I haven't been able to fix that either since. So I think it's just a difficult time. Collecting is my passion, not selling. Well, I agree with you on that. It's gonna be very difficult for me to part with some of these things, because I enjoy them. Absolutely, I do. But I don't have time to play them, and I don't have time to show them off, which I really like to do. And I like to do episodes showing off my Atari XE game system, or my 2600, or my Fairchild Channel F, or my Emerson 2001 console, my Bally Astrocade. I like to do all those things. I can't even get to them. They're just buried. And I have other boxes with the game cartridges and the controllers and the power supplies, and I forget which box has them. And I want to do a show showing something, and I find the console, I can't find the power supply. Or I find the controller, but I can't find the power supply. And it gets difficult. It really does. And I agree with you there as well. I've definitely modified a lot of arcade one-ups, and I still sold them off. And I miss them. I miss the Pac-Man, because it was still nice having it. I had, the Angel Otero light-up marquee on there, and I put my controller, my gate restrictors in there. So I missed that. I missed Mortal Kombat. I enjoyed Mortal Kombat. Sold that. My Centipede. I loved how the Centipede looked. The artwork was great on it. I put the light-up marquee on that. Put my trackball in it because you needed it. But got rid of that and sold that. I just hope people it's a funny story, actually. The person who bought my Pac-Man and my Space Invaders, I love Space Invaders, and I got that for $65 at Walmart. So that was really difficult letting that one go. It really was. But the guy got it for his granddaughter. I'm like, you know what? I got it for your grandchild. That's awesome. And then about a month later, I sold them on eBay for the same price I sold them for. Guess the granddaughter didn't like them. So it kind of sucks. And same thing here. And that's what it comes down to. My last relationship with Jennifer. I loved it. Jennifer we were dating for a number of years, and it probably cost me my relationship because one of the bedrooms was tied up with all my stuff. And when I realized that, she had a point, that maybe I was a little out of control with it, I stole the stuff off. By the time I sold it off, it was too late. She'd broken up with me, and she moved on. And that's life. That is life. If it wasn't meant to be, it wasn't meant to be. But it does make you step back and realize, because another thing to remember, guys, I always say at the end of every one of my episodes is, take a moment to thank a family and friend, tell me you love them. Tomorrow's never promised. And this stuff is fun, but it's not real people. And as you get older, I mean, I'm only 55, I'm not ancient. When you get older, you realize, it's the time you have with people, family, friends, that mean more than this stuff. I like playing them, and I like other people. I like really watching other people play them. But when the people you care about are not around anymore, this stuff doesn't matter as much, I guess, is the point I'm trying to make. Always make sure you have time for family and friends. What's this over here? We do, buddy, we do. Hit me up. We'll work something out. You're only down in New Jersey, not too far. But we absolutely should, my friend. I'm game. We'll get Glenn Baisley. We'll get a bunch of the crew together. We'll go out. I think that's a great idea. My friend David from the Atari 5200 podcast. Of course I do. So if you guys don't know, it's been a long time. I used to be on the Atari 5200 podcast. And my friend David here still does that. A couple of my other buddies still do that. I love the 5200. It's a great console. I know it's got a lot of hate. I think even now, more so than ever, there's a lot of controller options. That was really the only big problem with it. It's a big console. It's like a VCR. It's big. But it really was a really good console. Had a lot of good games. But the controller did it in. There's a lot of aftermarket fixes and controllers that you can put on that. But definitely check out the Atari 200 podcast. It's a great podcast. What do we got right here? Chase the player. I feel your pain. I love to take time to play all my games, but it's cut off there. So we're over here. I feel your pain. I'd love to take the time to play all my games, but I also wanted to do more art. Lately, I put consoles into storage, except for my SNES, and that's the thing too. So I could. Thanks for the question. I thought about that too. I had a storage container. I was paying about $220 a month. It's a lot of money to put stuff in storage. So that's what my current conundrum is, right? So you don't want the gaming part of your life, which is fun. I mean, we all have to have hobbies, and this is definitely a hobby. I enjoy you guys. I enjoy building things. I enjoy hacking things. I enjoy making things for you guys. I do all that. But you can't let your passions, I guess at times, take away from family people that care about you as well. And I probably lost sight of that for a while. Didn't know I was, though. That's the problem. Sometimes you don't think you are, and you're just doing your thing. But my problem is right now, my house is just not big enough. And it's like cutting off a finger. I'm not going to lie. If I sell these machines, it is going to be like cutting off a finger because I will miss it. But it is not Blue, right? It's not my dog, who I love very much. It's not my son Cole, who I love very much. It's not people I care about in my life, and you guys. You guys are more important to me than these things are. But it's not easy because it is a passion, and sometimes it's difficult to pick a path that's different than you're having fun with. But also, you have to realize sometimes things you have to let go. And I just don't have the room for 5, 10, 20 full-size machines in my house. I just don't. So my loss at some point will be someone else's gain at some point. I mean, the 2 iArcades I needed because of the time. You had to make sure my stuff worked on both, but we know it works on both. So do I need to keep them both? No. But I might want to keep the Dragon's Lair just because it's the very first production one. It's got the serial number 1 on it. So something like that is kind of more valuable than my legacy IRK, which I got months after they were already released. Yeah, I agree with you, Papa, on that. RK went up. Again, there's no love between me and a company that stole from me. There's definitely going to be any love for that, or the people who keep telling me it's not the same company. I don't care if it's not the same company. They're still Arcade 1-Up, and they're still not a good company. But with that being said, it was still nice walking into a room and seeing a Pac-Man, a Rampage, an Asteroids, a Centipede, Frogger, all those machines that were still smaller than their full size. It was still nice seeing that. It was still a good nostalgia thing. But I think its time has come and gone for them. They're not coming out with anything new, really good. And customer service was horrible. But it was still a nice thing. I'm not going to lie to say that I didn't enjoy walking in, powering them all on, and looking around and seeing all the games in their track mode as I looked around, seeing them just there. The Mortal Kombat one, Wizard of War, I had on there a lot. I enjoyed that game. But again, these are all things you can play other ways. So that's the next part of it, is because you can, in fact, play all these games in many ways. But there's something about standing in front of an arcade cabinet that just doesn't go away. What do we got? Make sure I get some questions here. J-Rod, I'll be okay. Single is on the way. Single is the way to go. Family and friends, for the most part, and that's true. That's something that I didn't realize I lost sight of, but apparently I did, because it cost maybe some friendships and more in some respects. But that's to be human, right? You make mistakes and you try and move on from it. But I still haven't, like I said, I still haven't gotten rid of these things. I'm telling you guys, I'm going to do it. Like I have like 3 Atari 2600s. I have like 5 Bally Astrocades. I have 2 Vectrexes. I have 3 or 4 Virtual Boys. Do I need all that? No, I don't. I wanted always them because I wanted to keep one stock, like one as it was, came from the factory. And the other one was always the one that was modded, AV mod or a sound mod or a controller mod. But I just don't have the space for it. It would be really cool if where I lived, they gave me a building like a little museum. I'd put them in the museum and I'd set up so people could play them without ruining the console. I'd set up people to play. I think that would be really cool, but I'm never going to get that. I mean, I know that John Hancock's been trying to do a museum for years, and he still hasn't gotten down the path. But I think that would have been a cooler thing than just getting rid of all these things. Even the arcade one-ups, because it's still part of gaming history. As much as I can't stand arcade one-ups as a company, and I can't stand the people there, it's still part of our gaming heritage. It's still part of our gaming history. And unfortunately, they did popularize it, as good or bad as it is. So I hated getting rid of them. I just hope the people who are enjoying them are enjoying them. What we got here? Exactly. I know you know exactly what I'm talking about. Your collection has kind of changed a little bit. You've gone now into like models and figures. But I know you went through the same thing. You sold off. You got a Vectrex inbox, like a beautiful, beautiful example of Vectrex. You sold that off. So it's not easy to part with these things. And for me, a lot of this came about because I did lose my wife. I was lost for a lot of years. I was depressed for a lot of years. And between my friend Mary Parker, who was a huge, huge help in getting me out of that part of my life, the depression, so did the gaming. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I enjoy playing games a little bit. I enjoy more watching other people play, bringing out a console, sitting it down, watching them play it. I have more enjoy of that, bringing that nostalgia out to them. Because my gaming is the older stuff. I like the old Atari stuff, Pac-Man, the basic games. These new games, I'll do them, but they're hard for me. There's too many buttons. I know kids today that do this. It's like these controllers here. Oh yeah, it's fine. It gets confusing to me. I like one button and a joystick. That's pretty much what I go for. I never got a full arcade, a game box from a company, but not really that size. And that's the hard thing too. It's just hard. It is. It's because the one thing too was, when someone sent me something for point of review, a lot of other people would take them and they'd modify them. I wouldn't do that at first, because like, you sent me this, I'm going to keep that stock. In fact, I still have in the attic, even though I sold the machines, I still have the original box for my Asteroids and my Centipede, because they were not the flat pack. They were the actual box. Like, it was pre-built, because they felt that reviewers, YouTubers, were too dumb to assemble them. They sent them out to reviewers pre-assembled, which I thought was stupid. And I told them, you can't do that. Part of the experience is putting it together. If they can't do that, the frustration should be talked about. And they kind of changed that. But so I still have those boxes in the attic. I think actually mice may have eaten it by now. I don't know. Could have been. Could have, would have, should have. Oh, Brad D's here. I'm not sure. Oh, no, it's getting cut off because my 30% thing's off. Let me take it off the screen for a second here. I wonder why it's getting all cut off. Think. The arcade community helped me a ton when I was going through my nasty divorce. And Brad, that's a thing too. The community can be really good, or it can be really toxic. But when it's really good, it can be really good. But when it can be toxic, it can be toxic. But I think honestly, Arcade One-Up has been out of the mainstream for long enough where that toxicity from them, which I think was from them, has gone away. So the community as a whole has been really good. So I'm really sorry about the divorce. You know, I saw when you posted that. I'm sorry. But that's when people come together. And that's where your friends come out of the woodwork, which is good. And I don't have a Mister. I don't. I tried getting that clone a couple of times, that $99 one. It sold out really quick. But to be honest, I have my Viper. And that's what I'm going to put my focus on versus getting a Mister. I'm going to focus on my Viper and my upcoming Viper Venom. That's where my focus should be. If I'm going to have a product, I should concentrate on that and try and make it as good as can be for end user experience. And you get some love here from J-Rod, Brad D. Boom. See if I missed any questions in here. No, I never owned a Commodore 64. Now the C16, I'm not sure if you're referring to a Commodore 64 or the Commodore 16, which was a machine that came out. I never owned that machine, so maybe give more details on that. I'm not sure what you're asking on that one. And that's also true. I mean, for me, honestly, I like I said, I like the hardware. I like having it in my hand, seeing what thoughts went into its design, feeling the buttons and all that stuff. And then I like holding on to it. And that's my thing too. I have a lot of my prototypes. I'm starting to think maybe I should do giveaways of my prototypes. Maybe I'll sign them and do them as giveaways versus holding on to the prototypes. Again, I originally were holding on to them because this has kind of been a dream for me. Like, I never thought I would have a YouTube channel people cared to watch. I never thought I'd be making products that people would want to have. I never thought my product would be in like Micro Center. I never thought I'd be in gaming magazines. I never thought I'd be in a couple of video games. I never thought of any of these things. So I've been like holding on to these things. Again, I think it's from the loss of my wife. You kind of hoard these feelings when you start feeling good because you felt so bad for so long. You hoard these feelings. But I'm starting to think of maybe it bring other people joy. I don't know if you could see, even if it's not a fully working prototype or doesn't have all the features. Maybe I should do giveaways of my show, sign them, and do giveaways of my prototypes versus me hoarding stuff here. And that's just not easy for me to do. But I'm trying to get myself to that mindset to say, you know what? It's okay to let stuff go. It's okay. You had it. You enjoyed it. Not other people enjoy it, or other people having the collections. People come to me, want me to sign their stuff. So I guess people do like me to some point. So maybe I should do that and let other people have something they're proud of in their collection. A Glens Retroshow, an original prototype Tron joystick, or my original, like over here. Pull up for a second. Hold on. I was going through some of my stuff. Let's see if I can pull this out over here. Right here. It's heavy. Very heavy. So I was pulling this out. You know, this is right here, my very first Star Wars flight yoke. This is the prototype. This is the one that was in the Kickstarter. It only has USB out. You can see on the back. It's got red buttons on it. It's got red buttons on the triggers. But it fully works. It's really just the analog joystick. It doesn't have all the modes. It doesn't have the buttons on the back. There's no like the on-off button or anything. This is the original prototype. Maybe I should sign this and offer this as a prize giveaway for something. These are things I'm starting to think about now because, okay, great, I do have it and it's awesome, but I have flight yokes now that are mine that are the production. Do I need to hold on to the prototype? Maybe someone would like to add it to their collection and have it in 20 years. They go to a show. I got a GRS. I got that prototype. This is the first one. And I got the same thing for my Tron sticks or my Ikari Warriors stick, my spinners. I have tons of them. Do I need to hold on to them? I don't think so. But it's just hard to do it. But once you do it, generally you feel pretty good, I think. I'm going through the chat here real quick. Oh, Brad. People that remain after the arcade fad will be people that always love arcade games. And that's it. I mean, a lot of them moved over to pinball. There's really nothing coming out for them anymore. It's the same old, same old. We used to look forward to what new game they would come out with, whether it was good or bad, whether the machine was good or bad. I mean, that's fine. I make new controllers for it anyway. But they don't even make new games anymore. They're rehashing old stuff and making claw machines. So they don't really do things anymore. Let me go down here. I'm trying to get caught up here. Tony C. Glenn, how is the horizontal screen for Build-A-Kit coming along? It's done. The issue is, and I'm gonna be honest with everyone here, we are a small skunk works. We're about 3 to 4 guys. Actually, that's not true now. We're about 7 guys now because we have the arcade team. We have Gary from Arcade Workshop involved, and a few other people. So we're about 7 people. But we're still a small skunk works off of a very large arcade and electronics manufacturer. That's how we came about. So the main company is a very large company. They do hardware controls for Sega, big companies, and make all the controls for it. We also make controllers for X Arcade. They're a great partner. They make great stuff because they care about their product. We work with American Gear Company. We work with New Wave Toys now. There's some other companies we work with as well. But we're still a small bunch of guys working there. And the horizontal screen has been done for quite some time. But as you guys know, I make very good items, very inexpensive for you guys. We don't make a lot on them. So it's hard getting the revenue to buy things for the next product. So since we're working on the FU Build-A-Cade, the large model, and we have the controllers now for my flight yoke, the additional buttons on them, these projects, we haven't had the funds really to purchase the screens to go do that. Now, with that being said, it is going to come out, but it's probably not going to come out until the next. It's not really an iteration of the Build-A-Cade. It's still the same Build-A-Cade, but we're planning on making the Build-A-Cade a single kit, meaning the Build-A-Cade will come with a Viper versus you having to purchase the SBC. So we're clearing out the inventory right now, which is why it's going for 50% off in the Build-A-Cades. It's going for $49.99 for the standard kit, which you still have to buy your own SBC. So once we get those cleared out, for the most part, we're close. We'll be restocking the new Build-A-Cades, which you basically have the Viper included in the kit. And at that point, we'll probably be offering that horizontal screen. I know a lot of people want it. And it looks really good, especially for the classic games that are on there. But that's kind of what's been the holdup. We're not a large company. We don't make millions of profit. We make pennies in profit, literally. But that's okay, because I'm not in it to make the money. I'm here to make these things that you guys can enjoy. But it does mean certain things take longer to come out. I know a lot of people are still waiting for the KVM for the iArcade, and like, when's it going to come out? Now that's why we do the pre-orders. And I tell you, do the pre-order because I don't know when we'll get back to it. We are going to get back to it, but I can't give you a set time because we have other things that come along the product line. So the KVM, the arcade, probably won't honestly be here until 2025, to be quite honest. And it's not meant to make people feel bad or anything along those lines. But when I do the pre-orders, that judges interest, right? I did a video for a 1/6 scale pinball, and I thought that was going to take up like wildfire. I said I need 10,000 views. 10,000 people have to like and view this video, and then we'll go forward with it. It's like 8 months, and we're like 6,000 views. So that tells me the interest is really not there. You got to realize when we do all the products that we do, there was a lot of money in R&D, more than you guys can imagine in the R&D. And plus, people have to draw salary to feed their families. I mean, I'm on a different part of it, but the people actually, the engineering team and the software development team, they have to earn a living. So a lot of money goes into that. We don't make a lot of money out of it. each of these sales, or we lose money sometimes. Like $49.99 for Build-A-Cade, we're taking a loss, but I'm hoping it drives up knowledge and interest of GRS products. And then people get it and they go, oh, I have a lot of people get it and go, wow, this thing's really awesome. How are you doing this? Well, we're taking a loss on it. But we're doing that because we have more plans for it. We have plans for other product lines. And we're just trying to get the GRS name out there. And people think of Game Room Solutions. It's kind of unfortunate, but GRS is GRS. Some people, they think Game Room Solutions, but in my case, it's Glenn's Retro Show. But I've heard a lot of people hit me up saying, why would you promote their stuff? I'm not promoting their stuff. I'm promoting my stuff. It just happens to be the same letters, I guess, if you will. Lens clutter, that's a great thing. Maybe I could do that. Lens clutter can potentially be your clutter or a good paperweight or a lethal weapon. If this hits someone in the head, it's going to kill someone. This thing is heavy. It is very heavy. But it does come down to the point where when I watch, like, John Hancock and Metal Jesus Rocks and those guys, and they have all these things in their room. Like, my game room is you can't even move in it. I have shelves. It's like that video where a guy hits his forklift hits a building, and all the product line comes down. That's what it's like in there. You can't move. I can't get in the closet. If I do, it's going to hit one of the consoles. I got to pick up consoles, take it out of the room. It's gotten that bad. And the room I cleaned out, I don't want to get it back to that state. I got it emptied. It's a bedroom again, and it's unfortunate it's not for what it was going to be used for. But if I have company, I have to put them somewhere. I really hope that everyone really sees the work we put into the Build-A-Cade FU unit. That it's going to be crowdfunded. We all know it's going to be a crowdfunded thing. And with that being said, that's going to judge our interest. If we have to hit a certain goal to build it. If we don't hit the goal, no money's taken, and the project will be dead. If it does hit the goal, I'm hoping enough word will get out there to show that this is the best multi-cade on the market. It's going to have the best quality wood. It's going to have best design. It's going to have best controllers and electronics that are in there. It's got the best support. We have Al Link supporting it. We have 99 Lives Arcade supporting it. We have Joe Sabo's, Escape Pod, Arcade Graphics. All the artwork people are behind it. We have a lot of other people I can't mention just yet behind the scenes working on things as well. Of course, Arcade as well with their software, which is phenomenal. And if you guys have not tried it, the Arcade, because you don't have a Viper yet. In fact, the Viper, people pre-ordered that, be another week or so. It's on its way to the warehouses, so we'll get those Vipers out. But when you use Arcade, it's an ecosystem. It's our ecosystem. But anyone who runs Arcade, whether you're running on the Act Legends Ultimate with the Unchained, because it's the same chipset, or you're running on a Build-A-Cade or the full-size FU unit, or just the Viper, you can play other people around the world. You can Steam and stream on it as well, or play the games that are built into the game downloader or the Bobby Voo build. So all these different things have been almost like Marvel, right? You start off with Iron Man, and then you have another movie, then you have the Avengers, and then you have Thanos at the end. So this FU edition is the culmination of the past 6.5 years of starting with making controls, and then making an SBC, and then getting partners and software, and then making the full-size unit, as opposed to just buying all these different parts, slapping it together like Arcade One Up and selling that unit out there. And it's being done with passion, because I'm making sure it's something that I would want to have, and I'm hoping it aligns with everyone else out there. But I think I have a pretty good pulse on the community, and I think that they will. So if you do back it, again, you will not find anything close to what the Build-A-Cade FU is going to do at twice the price. And I'm shooting for under $1,000 for that. And most of these full-size units you get are $2,000, $2,500, or maybe on the low end. Maybe you get one for $1,700, maybe. But the quality and definitely doesn't have all the features this is going to have. And that's the thing. I'm giving you, like a Tesla, I'm giving you all these different features in for that price. and working really hard for you guys to make sure that you're going to enjoy it. And that's key. The big thing for us is getting that weight down. I mean, we were literally like 310 pounds. We're down to about 210, which again, it's a full-size unit. It's supposed to act and be a full-size unit. So it's going to have the weight of a full-size unit. So we're still trying to get the weight down a little bit, but we want to make sure it's sturdy. We want to make sure that if you did put it in a real arcade, it would take the abuse. And that's what it's about. I can't quote on that. I don't know. Now I know on the the 1/6 scale, it's a reverse printed acrylic. It wouldn't really make sense, I don't think, to do that for a full size unit. So I don't think it would be that much. But again, that's why you'll have Joe Sabos, you'll have Arcade Graphics, you'll have Escape Pod. We're going to release the the dimensions, so you guys can make your own and go to a printer, whatever you want to do. But that's something that I don't have control over. The only artwork, in theory, I could do is our own style, like we did in the Build-A-Cade, or The Adventures of Robbie Roto, because that's the game we do have a license for. But the whole point of the Build-A-Cade, it's in the name, is you kind of make it your cade. You make it what you want it to look for. But I can't say one way or the other what the artwork's going to cost. But it could. You never know. Well, it's not a dead product yet, but it definitely just shows that the interest is really not there, at least at this time, for 1/6 scale virtual pin. We have all the knowledge and the features we want. It's going to basically be again unmatched in a 1/6 scale pin, 7-inch main screen, a 5-inch rear screen, a mechanical plunger, haptic feedback, solenoids, switches for if you hit it, not buttons, if you actually hit it, it'll tilt. All those things would be there, but we didn't get the views, so it became a lower priority for us. That's what happened. It's not that it's not going to happen, but it's down quite a bit on the priority list. We need to basically make sure that the FU sells well. We have a sale going on right now, which I'm going to bring that back up here real quick, which we've had a sale going on for a while, but 30% off now on everything, including the Ikari Warriors Super Joystick. SNK says for Black Friday, they'll agree to it. So you can get 30% off the $79.99 for the Ikari stick. But everything is 30% off, except for the Build-A-Cade, which is 50% off. And that's our Black Friday deal. So we need to sell these things to get capital to work on our next projects. But as you guys know, if anyone has any of this stuff, it's good stuff. And like the Build-A-Cades, I think, that's what I like to show off. I think I have the largest 1/6 scale arcade in the world. I have all the New Wave Toys ones, plus I have like 25 Build-A-Cades. So as far as that goes, I think I have the largest. I can't even show that off. All my New Wave Toys, I have to keep in the box and protected because I can't put them out. But yeah, so we have so many things still planned in 2025, and the first is going to be the FU unit. And I'm hoping people really do enjoy that and see the features and the value. And that's the big thing. It's the value that we're going to include in there. Having an RK3588, the Viper Venom in there, a rotating screen, power gate switchers, all that stuff in there for under $1,000. Okay, one up selling the Killer Instinct that barely worked for like $1,000. So those are things you have to look at. Make sure I didn't miss any questions here. This was supposed to be a gameplay. This is supposed to be a gameplay show, and nothing was working right. The computer says game over because that machine I spent like $500 on, an i7 Intel HP, Windows 11 maybe, I don't know. Working fine for a week, got to do a gameplay today, and it worked like total crap. That's it right there, Paul. That's right. Hell yeah, F you. And that's what I want people to say. You need to go F you. Get yourself an FU, full-size unit. Absolutely. I don't think there's anything else I need to talk about. We talked about the Black Friday sale, and that's going on right now. We have the, oh, what's this? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna format that OS. I'm gonna put Windows 10 on there, and I wish I could put something other than Windows on there, but some of the games I run requires Windows. You know, that's kind of sucky thing about Windows. You're locked in. I hate it. It's got so much bloatware in there. It's got so many, like when you run games, it brings pop-ups up. It's annoying as hell. Windows, Microsoft, if you want to keep your market share, what you need to do is release a free base Windows. Literally, it's the GUI, DirectX, and like that's it. And then you can add all this other stuff. You know, you can get these other things and put on there. But that's the problem. I miss the original Mac OS, the original Amiga OS, even the Commodore 64, Gem. You boot it up. It's just there to pick what you want to do. Not running 500 things in the background. It's just, I click on it, it shuts down, it runs your program. That's the efficiency. These new operating systems, OS X, Windows 11, even Unix, Linux at this point, they have so much stuff running in the background that's not needed. And I think that takes away from the environment. I think the best version of Windows is like XP and 7. Those are like the best ones. They put too much garbage on there at this point. The commercial must have come up, a Matchbox. Nice. I'll see if you guys have any more questions. If not, I'm going to end the stream because, again, it was supposed to be me playing some games, which didn't work. And I don't understand why. The main game I was playing over there in Unity, it worked. And I'll try it one more time. While we're talking, I'm going to reboot this machine one more time while I'm waiting, and we'll see if it works. I'm just going to literally shut this thing off the hard way. Good night. Power it back on. And give it one more chance to shine. Here we go. All right, while it's turning on, we'll see if I can at least play the Tron game. Let it reboot. You know, and you know, and just looking at, you know, the like Arcade 1-Up, there really wasn't anyone else doing anything, and I hope the people that have them keep them going, you know, as long as they can. I do see some failing. My Tron doesn't boot up half the time. It just freezes. I hope that, you know, people like Mystery Team Encoder can get ways to, like, get the emulation off of there so you can put it on something else. I like the Star Wars, their emulation is the best. And also the Death Adder, you know, the game that they had with Death Adder on it was the best emulation out there. It was coded specifically for them, but their hardware dies. It burns out. All right, so this thing booted up. Let's see if we can do this again. It comes up. Keep trying. On the other screen, it's not going to work now. My HDMI, it's always something. Keep trying. Oh, I had a flash for a second. I don't understand why you have all these technical problems, man. There we go. Took long enough. Okay. So I'm going to try Tron one more time and see if it actually works. And the screen went away yet again. Are you kidding me? Come on. Stay for just 2 seconds. All right. I'm going to try this one more time. Hopefully the screen is staying there. It is still there. So to run Base Paranoids, I need to go to my downloads folder and run a script for Unity to work in my local browser. I'll go in my downloads, and I'm going to go into Space Paranoids, and I'm going to run the Unity Web Player fix. And then we're going to start this here. open the file. Okay. So let's see if this works. It's a fun game. You're basically going to use your mouse to control your turret and the arrow keys to control your tank. And let me see if I can make it full screen, kind of. There we go. And press 1. And I think it's going to screw up again because it shouldn't be doing it like this, but let's do a new game. And you can see in the game, you can use your mouse to aim. You can use the space to center your tank. You have your arrows to control the tank. And again, you have 3 shots. You have to destroy the space paranoid, 2 to destroy other enemy tanks, and 1 to destroy stationary turrets. And you only have 5 rounds of shots. Then you have to go to one of those charging bases to recharge and get more shots. But let's see if this thing works. Okay. I don't think there's any. Is sound working? Of course not. There's always something. The sound turned off from HDMI. It is. Okay. There we go. So now I got to reload already. Oh, there's one. There's one down. Now I got to recharge because 2 shots are not enough to destroy the other ship. I got to find a pad. And it's right in front of me, I think. It looks like, oh, he's going to, is he around me? And look, the screen went black for you guys again. Oh my God. But what I can do, is that going to come back? This is what happens when you have the lowest prices. Your own stuff is ghetto-y. I think it came back now. Did it come back? It did. Okay. Oh, and there it is. And there's my problem. Once again, I'm pressing the fire button, but it does not let me continue. That's the problem. Okay. Well, at least we tried it one more time. I'm going to wipe off Windows 11 and throw Windows 10 on there, and hopefully that'll fix that problem. Hi, Germany. T. Hopper. Hello from States. I'm going to get this off the screen because it don't work. There we go. So, meatball saucy. What is it? As far as I get Windows 10. Oh, you have the same problem with that game? It was working fine before, so I don't get it. The game was working totally fine. Don't understand. Well, I am going to end the stream. Cut the stream. Kill the stream. Sorry it wasn't a better gaming episode, but hey, I talked for a little while and got to spend some time with you on Sunday. It is, well, it's only 2:30, so I've been talking for quite some time. So again, as fun as all this stuff is, or frustrating in this particular case, because I wanted to play some games and I can't. So as frustrating as it is, remember, family and friends, that's not the way I say my own saying. Nothing takes precedence over your family and friends. So remember, let them know you love them, that you care. But in between those times, and it's not so frustrating, enjoy and game on. I'll give you my Kickin' Old School theme song, because it's a good song. Have a good night.
Tetris and arcade lights, Pac-Man, Frogger, we're playing all night. Simpsons in the background, neon in the air, 80s vibes, man, we didn't care. VHS tapes staying up too late, Saturday cartoons, can't wait to escape. Dial-ups humming, we're hacking the code, back when everything was in upload mode. Atari, Commodore, pixels on screen, living in the future was more than a dream. It's time to kick it old school, turn the clocks back, break the rules. When the pixels pop and the world was cool, we're taking it back, that's how we roll, we roll. It's time to kick it old school, where the beats are fresh, the tech was gold. From arcades to TV shows that ruled, you know we're kicking it old school. MTV playing our favorite jams, moonwalking with MJ, Neon Slam, Ghostbusters gear, we're ready to go. Chasing slasher scenes, fears in tow. Back to the future, hop in the DeLorean, Knight Rider cruising, man, there's no ignoring them. Battlestar Galactica, what a ride. Looney Tunes antics, pure joy inside. Blockbusters ruled, we lined up for days. Video games booted up in the pixelated maze. Movie marathons and popcorn nights, we ruled the screen, living in the lights. It's time to kick it old school, turn the clocks back, break the rules. When the pixels pop and the world was cool, we're taking it back, that's how we roll, we roll. It's time to kick it old school, where the beats are fresh, the tech was gold. From arcades to TV shows that ruled, you know we're kicking it old school. Grab your joystick, the game's about to start. A high-score world, now that's an art. We're cruising on hoverboards, living our dream. Old school forever, we're igniting the scene. It's time to kick it old school, turn the clocks back, break the rules. When the pixels pop and the world was cool, we're taking it back, that's how we roll, we roll. It's time to kick it old